Okay, guys, so we're out here in the shop and planning for Rube Goldberg. So, what do? Here's your task. You know what the end has to be. Where do you start? And most people wind up starting at the start because that's what our brain usually does. However, for a task like Rube Goldberg, one of the best strategies is to start at the end. Let me show you. So I know that I want to shut off the lights. In order to shut off the lights, I have a light switch. Therefore, my brain started to say, how can I shut off this light switch? And the easy thing to do is to simply, get something that has enough force to pull down. So I said, all right, I'm going to tie a string and I'm going to use gravity to my advantage. I'm going to get something that can pull that string down. Then I started to look around the shop, and lo and behold, I had 3 potential candidates sitting literally right underneath the light switch. I didn't choose this one because it was a little too full and it was really heavy. I didn't choose this one because it's completely empty and I haven't got rid of it yet. But this one's got a little bit in it, so it's got enough weight to pull that string down. Therefore, all I did is I rested it up here and I knocked it off a couple of times, and through trial and error and experimentation, I found that, okay, if I tape a string, all I did was tape a string to it, and it fell down, that it would pull that light switch down. Then I moved backwards to the next step. Okay, I have this, I need to knock it down. Now, back to the testing. I looked around the shop and I had a couple of scrap pieces of walnut, and I said, all right, well, will this be enough to knock that down? And I tested it. I held one hand here and I pushed this multiple times until I found the right distance away and the right and being in line with it, so that if I topple this over, it will knock this over. And I tested this about 4 times in a row. And I just kept working backwards and backwards and backwards. And that's how I've started my Rube Goldberg planning. And I now have officially, working from the back, this light switch will turn off once this can falls down. And this can is teetering on the edge, and it's going to be knocked over by this piece of wood, which will be knocked over by this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. Now I find myself at the end, and I need to knock this piece of walnut down so the domino effect can happen. Now the thinking process is, what could generate enough force to hit this direct and knock that over? And I will continue that backwards. And that's my planning for my Rube Goldberg machine.